Python class inheritance. Class inheritance builds on top of functions and basic classes. Classes can inherit properties and methods from another class. Once you make a class, you can copy its contents into a new class. The original class you make is referred to as the parent. The new class that inherits from the parent is the child class. Note, you must pass in self in every method within your class as first argument to avoid errors. Here is a parent class. Class Basic Accounting. The first method is the initialization method, which takes in self and we pass in name. Self.name equals name. Our first method is net income, takes in self, revenue, and expenses. Both revenue and expenses are of data type integers. And we have our formula for net income, revenue minus expenses, and we print out our net income. Our second method is sum liabilities, which has self, and then we pass in a dictionary. Our liability list is our variable name. We have list, which takes in a data dictionary, but our data dictionary.values is a function we call to grab only the values from a data dictionary. Then it's the argument inside a list function, which converts the values into a list, and we store it as a liability list. Because we want to sum our liability list, we use sum function, which passed in our liability list. And we store it as a sum liability. And then we print out our liability sum. Let's instantiate the class. Instantiate basic accounting class as basic object. Basic is our variable name, that's the object, for our class basic accounting. We pass in the name Jen, and then we have basic.net income, which we call our parent class method. We have revenue and expenses. We have a dictionary of liabilities, which has bank debt, accounts payable, unearned revenue. We have basic.sum liabilities and pass in our liabilities, which is a dictionary. So you can say as class object.class method, our dictionary, let's run our code, and we get net income and liability sum just by passing in our data dictionary. Next, we have a child class inheritance. Class mid-level accounting, which we pass in our parent class basic accounting. This is inheritance. Our child class arguments have the init, which has self, name, and company. Self.name equals name, self.company equals company. To inherit all parent class methods and properties, we use super function .init method, and we pass in name. Since the parent class only had name as its argument, we only need to pass in name here. The child class mid-level accounting method asks for a raise, has self, and prints out asking for a raise on behalf of self.name, and whatever name is passed when initialized at mid-level accounting is printed here. Our second method is email, which has self, and prints out contact information self.name at self.company.com. Let's run our code. Alright. Now let's instantiate the class, the child class. We have mid-level as our object variable, name, and then mid-level accounting is our class. We pass in a different name, and we pass in a name KPMG. And call the child class. So we have mid-level is the class object name dot the method we want. Ask for raise. And mid-level dot email. The child class can call the method from the parent class, which is net income. We pass in revenue and expenses. Let's run our code. And we get asking for a raise on behalf of Joe, because that's the name we passed in for the child class. Contact information joan at kpmg.com. And then we have net income, which is from the parent class.